Hello students of 7th standard. We have started the lesson that is nothing but lesson number 1 from your textbook, the living world adaptation and classification. Before this lecture, we have seen what are the you can say snowy regions or how there is a diversity in plants, or you can say how there is a diversity into the animals. That all things we have learned. We have learned how the plants are having various parts, how they are having various types of flowers, then again how there are various types of you can say stems, or you can say flowers for that plants. We also have seen the diversity in case of animals, that how they are unicellular, what do you mean by multicellular, what do you mean by vertebrates or invertebrates, the following animals, or how there is a difference of an animals in an particular part that we have seen. While teaching this, always we have come across one word that is nothing but the adaptation. So what is adaptation? Today we are going to see. See here, adaptation. Gradual changes. These are nothing but the gradual changes. Gradual changes means the changes that are occurring, you can say, in the animal or in the body parts, or you can say also in the behavior of the organism. So what does it tells us? See, the gradual changes that are occurring in the body parts. Which parts? Body parts. And you can say also in the behavior of the organism, which helps them to adjust to their surroundings. What does this tells us? That whenever there are some changes which are going or which are occurring in your body part, or you can say in your behavior, and these changes in your body part or in your behavior are due to the surrounding, because you want to live in the surrounding or you want to adjust with the surrounding. That means this is nothing but the adaptation. So what does this calls us, or what this is called? See here, such changes are called as the adaptations. Now, adaptations means what? Actually, these are the changes. These are the changes that are happening into any organism's body due to the surrounding. That means here the animal itself make the changes in its body to get adjusted with the surrounding. So, this takes place over a long period of a time. This cannot happen within a few seconds. This takes a longer time. So, the changes whichever are occurring, or the you can say animal, whichever he wants to make the changes in his body, that takes a very much time, or you can say a long period, so that the changes may occur in his body. See here, next we are going to see the chart about the adaptations in the plants. So in the chart what I have told here, see, plant, habitat, type of a root, characteristics of a leaves and characteristics of a stems. These are the columns we have made in our table. So what first example I have given here, lotus. What is the habitat? We see lotus always into a water. Therefore we call it as a aquatic. Then type of roots. The roots are nothing but the fibrous in such condition. Why they are fibrous? Because the lotus want to float onto the water. So see here, characteristics of the leaves. How is the characteristics of the leaves? See here, large and round with a waxy layer. Why this waxy layer is there? So that the you can say leaves can float onto the water. Therefore there is a waxy layer on the leaves, and they are large and round because they want to overcome the water currents and they want to protect the flower from the water current. Then see characteristics of a stem. How is the characteristics? It is hollow and flexible. Why it is hollow, you know? Because there should be air inside, and if there is a air inside, then only that you can say stem can float on an water. There are air spaces. Parenchyma tissue is present in that. Therefore, it is most important that it should be hollow and it it should be flexible. Why it should be flexible? Because it has to overcome the water currents. If the water currents are more, then the flower may shake, or you can say the stem of the flower may shake. It may, you can say, may be broken. So to avoid this, it is flexible in, you can say, structure. Next comes the cactus. The habitat is, it is nothing but a xerophytic plant. We call it as a xerophytic plant. Why we call it as a xerophytic plant? Because it is developed into the desert. The type of the root is nothing but a taproot here. Then characteristics of the leaves. Leaves are nothing but fleshy leaves. Fleshy leaves you see in case of a, you can say, cactus. Why these are fleshy? Because they want to store most of the water, and there is a scarcity of water in the desert region. To store the water, they are fleshy in the, you can say, characteristics. How is the stem? Stem is nothing but also fleshy. Next comes here banyan tree. Banyan tree is nothing but a, you can say, it is a monocot, or you can say it is a angiosperm. Then see, root of that, it is nothing but a, you can say, fibrous roots are there. Sorry, they are, tap root is there. Then see, next one, characteristics of the leaves. The leaves are nothing but long with parallel venation. And whenever you see the stem is nothing but a hollow stem. So all these characters tells us that even though these are the plants, each and every plant is having a different characteristic. Why it is having a different characteristic? Because in which habitat it lives, or it is surrounded by which of the habitat it has to live, or it has to adjust its life with the surroundings.